Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Bando. Today I'm going to be going through our War Win 225, and that was versus a random clan, SISRAP, BERSATU. Now 50 versus 50, this is the second one we've done in a couple of weeks, as Aussie Addicts search for a partner to be able to go into organised wars with. So this war we had the pleasure of having Empire of Oz, Aussie War Clan, joining us, and that's led by Moose with his band of misfits. And I must say I was pretty impressed with it. It was a good war. I've got one of my accounts sitting in their clan at the moment, and I've been warring with them for a while. And yeah, definitely very easy queue for us. They didn't really cause much grief. You can see obviously almost 40 stars difference. So yeah, they just didn't really have much for crack. So you can see with the playlist they had quite a few big end guys. Couple of Town Hall 10s and then a lot of 9s, a couple of engineered accounts like we have too. So very similar clan to us, really enjoyable. I didn't actually look through the stats. I know Sir Savage, Town Hall 8, he did have a 6-star war, but I didn't really look through the rest of the 6-star wars. Gone Girl, she did a couple of, I think, GoVaLaloons possibly. Mr. Waffleman, that's Albert from Above and Beyond, he joined us as well. You can see Dennis, and I think he had the 6 as well. He was doing GoVaLaloons. So yeah, a diverse clan, diverse attacks. They do a lot of GoVaHos, they do a lot of GoVaLaloons, and a little bit of work with the Valks here and there. So for us, I had a 63 there. That was just testing out mass bowlers on my second attack. Now, Mech missed that one there, number 2, 98%. He did actually come very close, but was just trialling bowlers within his GoVaHoBo. Sorry, it was HeVaHoBo. So yeah, had a bit of a go. Dave smashed out number 3. That was their last Town Hall 11. And then, of course, yeah, number 4, you can see that on my replay for mass bowlers as a hit down. That was their top Town Hall 10. I hit that live with Bando 80. First time I used the army, and yeah, it absolutely smashes it. So yeah, we didn't really get a huge amount of Town Hall 10 3-stars. They were running a lot of donuts. So I guess I'm still seeing clans with these donuts that they're just getting absolutely smashed. I'll show that pirate one there, level 15 heroes, Town Hall 10, still smashed it. You know, level 4 Valks. Jaco got one, Mascot came in with a couple of old balls. Another guy has joined us from another Aussie clan. So yeah, we're getting out to meet people, we're getting around, all these kinds of things. So let's get straight into the attacks. We'll have a look at Dave. Where are we? Let's check this volume. A touchdown. I'll put it all in 2-speed. I have got a lot of attacks I want to show. And Dave's gone in with a healer and Valk strategy. It's a good one. I like this, and you'll see what he does. He uses the queen down the bottom for the bottom flank, makes that the left-hand side. He then uses Valks on the right-hand side with a couple of healers to get them started, and then that's going to be the right flank, and then he uses just his core Valks, Warden, King through the guts, and gets them going in the middle. So very simple. This is a donut. This is what happens to donuts. They get eaten. So yeah, absolutely smashed it. Now, what's definitely worthwhile adding in is you can see he's just got a few minions and a few archers. And these things absolutely change how a raid's going to end up, adding the DPS as well as possibly sometimes shooting cannons in the outside compartments, and making sure your queen's moving along quickly. So I've mentioned it before, we don't get too held up on making sure we spam everything down at the start. Sometimes it's a few minions and a few archers that actually win the raid for you. So well done, Dave. That was a fresh hit as well, so he smashed that straight up. That's what happens to donuts. I don't know why clans are still running them. So number 4, you can see that on my strategy video. I was going to show number 9, but I think I won't bother now. That was just a HeVaHoBo with Bando 81B, another donut. But let's show Pirates hit on their number 13. So Pirates only got the level 4 Valks, level 15 heroes. And this is a HeVaHoBo, so healers, Valks, Hogs, and bowlers. I definitely did think bowlers would be big in the patch coming up, and they definitely are. So you can see the queen's coming down the bottom. That's going to make my bottom flank. You can see I walk the queen there with pirate, walks in, needs that rage. Probably should have used 2 hogs on that cannon there. That would have got that cannon down. But gets to the clan castle, so that's good, beautiful. Now you can start the next flank, which will be the bowlers. And you can see the bowlers with 2 heroes absolutely smash that flank up. So it's just that simple. In go the Valks, in go the King into the midfield. You give them a couple of rages. Don't need to freeze. Pirate only has level 1 freeze. You just don't need it. You rage. You get in there, you get those Infernos down, and then the healers hopefully will pick up onto your King and Valk. So yeah, only the level 4 Valks, only the very small baby heroes, but this is what happens to donuts. They get eaten. So yeah, I don't know, the clans watching that we've just versed, sometimes we do get the goodwills and clans come in and check the recaps against their own clans. Definitely get rid of these donuts. Now let's have a look at number 17. This is a new guy that's just joined us, JSP, player out of Melbourne. And he is a 9.5 at the moment. Doesn't look like he's running any new special high units or anything like that. Obviously has the extra spell at Town Hall 10, but he doesn't have Infernos in his normal base. So yeah, I like this attack because what he's done is he's used the 1 golem, but then he's thrown in 5 of his personal Valks to try and get that single and those 2 air defences down, and he does it. So the Queen gets in there as well. The one thing he did miss was his poison, didn't get that down early enough, and you can see his Queen struggled big time with the enemy CC, and that's caused the Queen to sort of fall short. But then a separate King down the bottom, and again he's going to fail with those minions, so yeah, it definitely did affect him, but then comes in with his air contingent. So enough spells left. Probably shouldn't have even used that freeze. A rage probably would have gone better there. But yeah, really good analysis of the base. Yeah, it is a low base, running singles, so Mass Valks would have also done it. But he's done really well, so welcome in JSP. Hopefully there's a long future for you at AA. We're always accepting you guys, especially 9s and 10s. Yeah, where are we going to go next? Let's go into number 20. I did get a 6-pack with 82. And this is using the HeVaHoBo. Really simple raid. Now, I've been playing around with Skelly spells. It's worth mentioning. I think particularly in this raid, 2 poisons, the way I've hit the base, probably could have used 2 poisons instead of the Skelly spell. But you see these bowlers. One of the big strat parts of the bowlers is having enough healers to be able to split off. You can see the bowlers do like to separate. So sometimes you've got to make sure you keep an eye on those guys, the bowlers, the old blue giants, and make sure you're keeping them healed up. So you can see I've gone in with the 7 healers, and I've joined the Valks into the bowlers, and hope that's all pushed through. So you can see there was some minions in the clan castle, and I didn't get them all with the poison, but the bowlers, the Valks, they all go together. Then the Queen comes through at the end into the midfield there. So yeah, I do think that HeVaHoBo's definitely got a lot of room at Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10, and it's definitely going to be one of those big armies that push through. You can see I dropped the Skellies down at the end to get that gold storage down. So yeah, it's one of those things, the new Skelly spell. I'm going to do a special on it today with a few replays I have built up, and definitely yeah, show how we're going. What are we looking at now? What Longy's attack? Longy comes in from Empire of Oz, and he's gone in with a shattered GoVaHo. So definitely a big army for Empire of Oz, the old GoVaHo. Still a very viable, very strong army. You do see it used a lot in scrims. Now this guy has had a fairly exposed Queen. Definitely a weak get-to Queen. He probably should swap it with his King at the very least for this base. Having it on the outside there is just silly. I like the jump. That's going to open up those 4 cells and push all his Valks into the midfield. Queen gets left behind. Probably could have hogged from down here and saved his ability. But that heal in midfield there is absolutely amazing. He's got a big Tesla farm pushing down on him, and he gets those Valks up for quite a while. And then I liked the second heal here. You see it keeping those Valks that are actually tanking for the Hogs, and then the Hogs run into it as well. So definitely very good use of those spells. So excellent raid, Longy. I think he may have had 6. Where are we going next? We're going to look at number 24. This was Muzzer, and this was a fresh hit. Muzzer's gone in with Healers and Valks. I guess we need to come up with a name. HeVa just doesn't really give it justice. Yeah, any ideas? Let me know. HeVa, what can we call it? I like HeVaHoBo. I reckon they sound pretty cool, the old hobo raid. But Muzzer here, he's gone with his queen from the top, and he's walked that into the king, and you can see he draws that king. He does that well, and he's going to get that rage up. Now, that rage is prepping for his clan castle pull, so he's going to get full use out of that. He's going to get into the clan castle and then also keep healing his queen through that ground expo and then the CC that's coming at him. So I definitely did like it. Had to use his ability at the end there, but because that ground expo was down, he wasn't going to be too pushed from there. So he's done really, really well with that. And you can see then the Valks coming in from the bottom with the king, and they just rip it through. So only the one healer left at the end, and you can see it drops down there. But the healers, they keep moving off. They move on to the rest of the units. Old Jimmy Bob goes to his death over the top there, but just so much left. He had about, I think it was around 20 seconds left in the raid as well. So plenty left, lots of redheads. Had cleared all the sides, well, all the trash buildings and all that. That way it forced all of his Valks over to the end there and absolutely smashed it. So well done, Muzz. Alright, one more raid to show. And this was you from Empire of Oz, of course. This was a fresh hit as well, I think. Yeah, fresh 3-star. So you can see the Queen, King in the midfield there. Most likely a Tesla farm on the bottom of the town hall. This is a fairly common base for these guys, what they actually had. And I do think it's a bit of a silly base, but it's a farm war, you know, these are the things. So getting your fresh hits out early is good. Poison was probably a touch high, could have gone a bit lower and gone onto the dragon at the same time. So that's cost him a fair bit of damage onto his golem. But then you can see the Valks. Same thing with that jump, that opens up those 4 cells. Absolutely beautiful. The Hogs go forward, get that second G-bomb set. And you can see a very similar thing in the midfield there. The Valks getting that first heal and absolutely using that to full effect with that Tesla farm that was there. So, yeah, I really do like these Valk-based attacks. I was thinking that spring traps would make a much bigger difference, but as people are still upgrading them, I think they're still working through. So you're only ever going to get 2 Valks with a spring trap. So, yeah, I mean, it was good to see the spring traps get a level. It was definitely going to make a difference, I think, to some attacks. They absolutely smash bowlers because of the slow speed. But, yeah, that's my war. Again, I've still got a bit of a flu, so you'd have to bear with me. But I hope you guys had a bit of a laugh. And, as always, clash on.